Good morning, everybody. Forex market video signals. We're back. We got the gold today, guys. We want to talk about the long-term perspective and the short-term perspective. The gold seems to be drilling through a thick wall. The 1714 level was a big resistance level we talked about before, and just last month we've seen price approaching, right? And it couldn't break through. Even though it tried, it definitely did its best. It did trade above that level for a few days, but eventually it pulled back, right? And it just tagged that level, but it didn't close above. Now this month seems to be a second attempt. Now looks like it's successful as far as right now, but we still have 10 days to go. And price could actually, well, it already started to show that spike here starting to form, evidence of price pulling back down, maybe. Again, just spiking that area, just slicing that area, but eventually, closing back in. And then, of course, we should expect, if that's going to be the case, we should expect a turnaround, right? A full-fledged downside reversal with a huge potential on the downside. I want to show you where this potential is coming from. So if price will not be able to break through 1714, it could go back to pretty much where it came from. That's the potential, that's the long-term potential. As far as a shorter time frame, we can talk about here the weekly chart. We see this. This is why we suspect that price will not break 1714. It would just spike that area and it will start to turn around and begin a downside move. Check this out from the weekly perspective. We have this blue system. This is the second setup, right? It's a lower setup, lower scale setup. We have the first leg down and then the second leg up, and it goes all the way to the very edge, touching very nicely on the resistance level of 1762. So at this point, we suspect we're going to have here a tipping point, and price will renew a downside move here. If it's going to break below 1714 again, that's going to be definitely vote of confidence on that move, on that downside move, potentially speaking. But we have another system that is hiding behind the daily chart. Here we can actually track the short-term perspective, right? The short-term cycle, and here it is. A downside move, back up, back on the downside, and back up again. We have 4 legs in this formation, which started roughly around the beginning of April. Now price just coming off the upper, well, almost the edge of the upper section. Nice touchdown here on the top, 1762, as mentioned before. But now, just take a look at this from the purple system perspective. Right, so here we can see a downside move, a quick one, to 1681, just from the short-term perspective, right? But then we suspect price will continue and break out, well, break down in this case, out of that purple system and activate the higher move that is the blue system, right? That's what we talked about just a minute ago. So that's how we see the gold behaving in the near future. Obviously, all of this, bearish conviction will go out the window the minute price comes back up and cross over 1762 here, which also is backed up by 1766. So you got not one, but 2 strong, super strong resistance level backing up, one another, and create this very strong resistance area. So if price will be successful, clearing out that obstacle here, then of course we will have to change our conviction, right? Maybe even flip over. So yeah, that's pretty much the situation here with the gold. Our weekly analysis on the gold. We'll be back next week to follow up on this one. See you in the next video. Take care.